What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike.
It's your boy Aaron.
You already know what the vibes are.
Because they're right here for the lore and history episode.
And lore season 1. Want to give a quick shout out to all the new subscribers and all the old subscribers. You guys are fucking dope.
And it's from one sweet summer child who just celebrated his birthday during the summer to all the sweet summer children who keep commenting and keep giving us love. We're going to probably have a new location in season 2.
Yep, we have a new location lined up. Hopefully a nicer backdrop.
Get some test footage of that this weekend, and we can't wait to bring you guys season 2. It can only get worse from here, as you guys keep saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, looking at where we're at right now, Khaleesi got her dragons.
Which I think is probably the most dopest thing of all.
Drogo's dead.
He's dead. He was a vegetable, which was a really hard thing to watch.
The Night's Watch is
Going
heading
out.
into the forefront of the battle, diving into the Walker's Nest.
Which I don't know is necessarily the best course of action.
They're better off staying put
and being defensive.
But who am I to say?
I don't know, because now Jon Snow is full of rage.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping that we learn more about Jon Snow in this history and lore.
Also, Robb is pissed.
Because his dad's dead.
Oh, Robb's not having it. Arya's a boy now.
And she's about to go to the Wall where there are no more men of the Night's Watch.
She's with King Robert's bastard.
Yeah. Right at the end of the episode, they were in the caravan.
Yeah.
To go up.
King Robert's bastard's there. I got to learn his name. Write his name in the comments for me, please.
But, you know, season 1 taught us that we don't know shit. And hopefully this video shows us the things that we need to know.
History and lore.
Right now.
Season 1.
Let's go.
But the deep forest would forever belong to the children, and no weirwood tree would ever again fall to man's axe. To seal the pact before the gods.
Okay, so we kind of knew some of this already.
In every weirwood tree on the island, which came to be known as the Isle of Faces. But the pact could not withstand the coming of the Andal.
That's pretty creepy.
A race of tall, fair-haired warriors. They attacked with fire and
the
weapons of steel.
Lannisters, fair-haired warriors, or the
Targaryens.
Burning out their weirwood groves.
That's definitely who it is.
Yeah, it's the
faces of the
Targaryens.
old gods, and spreading their own religion through the land.
That's really biblical. It's the point, you know. It's very much Roman Greek kind of.
Yeah,
like, you
tale
know.
of good and evil.
Yeah, more or less. I don't know if those fair-haired warriors, the Targaryens, I have a feeling they are.
Yeah, because the Mad King, yeah. Why else? Who else would it be?
I mean, it could be the Lannisters because they're fair-haired as well, but I don't think it would be that early. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah, because remember, the Targaryens were ruling for
a long time.
A long
time, yeah. And they were the only other fair-haired, even more fair-haired, to be honest, than the Lannisters. The Lannisters just have blonde hair.
Yeah.
To be honest, so, interesting.
One hero of this fabled age was Bran the Builder. Bran raised the wall and built the stronghold of Winterfell, establishing House Stark and reigning as the first king in the north.
Hey.
Other legends tell of the Grey King.
And that's his namesake, huh?
Defeated Naga, the first sea dragon. What? House Greyjoy of Pike, the current rulers of the region, claim to descend from him. House Casterly ruled the gold-rich Westerlands from their mighty seat.
The Greyjoys descend from...
But their lands and power were swindled from them by the legendary trickster, Lann the Clever. The noble house of Lannister is said to have descended from him. The verdant and fertile lands...
A trickster, huh?
By House
Sounds about right.
And while some of them may be dismissed as fairy tales, every one of the 7 kingdoms is defined by them.
Yeah, pause. That's... Sorry, man, but that's... Ooh, next will be by... the now dead Viserys Targaryen, a.k.a. Bomb Frickin' Hiddleston.
Oh, is that his name?
Yes, that is his name, Viserys. But regardless, I think it's very funny and a very point to note that the trickster is the house god of the Lannisters.
Makes sense.
Because not all tricksters are evil.
No.
Tyrion. I don't think Tyrion's evil. I still think even going into season 2... I still think Tyrion will have a huge part to play in the turning of the tide with something.
Oh, you think he's going to side with the against his family eventually?
I just something critical is going to happen because Think about it. He was spared the big battle.
I like Tyrion as a character, but I know for a fact he's selfish.
Selfish to himself, not necessarily to
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be putting himself on
blast with the Starks.
the front line unless he's literally forced like he was.
That's true. But like I said, that's the only point I wanted to make from that. Now we know why the Starks were in Winterfell, and that's pretty cool too. But I just think it's funny that the trickster is the ruling Lord God Patriarch of the
Yeah, that's definitely
Lannisters.
dope.
Yeah, it's dope.
At the time, the Giscari Empire dominated much of the great eastern continent and tried to stop Valeria's expansion. The
Good luck.
Giscari legions attacked the Valyrians 5 times,
Man, they got
but could never
dragons.
defeat them.
They got dragons.
Finally, the Valyrians marched on their capital, Old Gis, and obliterated it,
With dragons.
turning its streets and buildings to ash with dragon flame, and wiping the Giscari
All I'm
people
picturing
and
is
their
me playing
culture off the
Skyrim
face
and
of the
3 dragons are coming down and
The
messing me up.
freehold of an event that became known only as the Doom, laid waste to the Valyrians, their capital city, and
Dragon
its surrounding
karma.
lands. The peninsula itself was shattered.
That's the
becoming
gods
what is
getting
now the
revenge because of
Smoking
the
Sea.
dragons.
Every dragon was thought to be lost, as were the Valyrian spells, knowledge, and recorded history. What caused this cataclysm?
Ooh,
No one knows for certain.
that's got to be the gods.
Some say it was a volcanic eruption. Others say the Valyrians' own sorcery got the better of them. In any event, the Doom's devastation of the Valyrian people was total, with the exception of a small rocky island in the narrow sea, Dragonstone. For it was there that the Targaryens, the last of old Valyria, dwelled. They would lie in wait for another 100 years before unleashing the fury of the dragon on another continent,
Westeros.
Westeros.
So now we know why Valerian steel is significant, why that blade that was used against the murder attempt
Yes,
is
yes,
significant.
yes. Yep.
We now know why Bomb Hiddleston, Viserys, I'm sorry, I know his name is Viserys, but we're always going to call him Bomb Hiddleston, bro. It's not going to change. Why he is so, like, emphatic about going back to Westeros and taking back what was theirs, because look at what the Targaryens did. They came back into Westeros with dragons.
Yeah.
And
fuck shit up.
murdered probably a shitload of people. So, you know, but if now you look, Daenerys is at a crossroads because now Bombie's dead. She is truly the last of the House of Targaryen. She has a critical decision to make.
And that old blind guy.
And the old blind guy, yeah, I forgot about him. Good point. Yeah, I wow, you guys were not kidding. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we've already learned a shitload about the significance of everything.
I shall live and die at my post. I am the sword in the darkness.
I'm definitely going to learn this
I am
by
the
heart.
watcher on the walls.
Yeah, I know the Jedi Code by
I am
heart.
the
So I
shield
learned this too.
the Knight's
Guards
Pledge,
the realms
yeah.
of men. Legend tells of a winter that lasted a generation.
That's
And of a
horrifying.
vast and terrible darkness.
That's like living in
fell across
Alaska
the land.
or Antarctica.
It came to be known
Yeah,
as the
30
Long
days a night.
An alliance of the first men and the children of the forest managed to drive the walkers and their minions back into the frigid northern wastelands from whence they came.
So the people of Westeros had to band together
To
against these
prevent
White
another
Walkers.
invasion, it was a structure unlike any ever built. Indeed,
It's got an
some
elevator.
could only have been completed.
Like, that's pretty dope. I'm
Using
not gonna
powerful
lie.
magic
It's pretty
of the
cool.
ancient children of the
Oh,
forest.
shit.
The Night's Watch was born.
Like a bunch of
sworn
Dr.
brotherhood.
Dooms.
Tasked
Hey,
with
this is some
defending
pretty
the
tough
realms
Dr.
of men
Dooms. They had to fight a
against
whole
the
bunch of
dark
friggin'
forces
undead
lay beyond.
skeleton
Upon taking his
ice
vows,
thingies.
a brother of the Night's Watch serves for life.
We
It
know
is a
that.
life of hardship and great sacrifice. So the oath must not be taken lightly.
I think that shit's
Punishment
whack,
for
though.
desertion
Yeah, it really is.
is
Because then
death.
Ned was basically sending him
The Night's Watch is
to never see him
divided
again.
Yeah.
into
To
three
go
vital branches.
fucking die at this wall.
The Rangers, the Builders, and the Stewards.
Fuck the stewards. Don't do
While
shit.
all Black Brothers are expected to take up steel should the need arise, The Rangers are the true warriors of the Watch. Another threat has emerged. Barbarian tribes known as wildlings.
Yeah.
The Rangers are charged with defending the realm against these lawless savages.
Which Tyrion
Builders
basically
are
teamed up with at the
carpenters,
end of the episode.
masons,
The end of the season, I
miners,
should
and
say.
woodsmen.
But with winter coming, diminished numbers, and a lack of widespread support, will they be ready?
Which we will find out in season 2. Just saying.
Ooh, Tywin. Jamie!
Long ago in the wintry north, an army of demons emerged from beneath the icy ground and spread darkness and despair across the land. And their snarks is just that. Talk.
I think that was critical because not because of the information that Tywin was explaining, but I think that kind of reveals character about what he thinks of society in Westeros because of his standing. So yes, that segment did showcase some lore, but it was kind of a slighted lore, almost opinionated.
Yeah, well, I think all the stories we've been getting have been from the perspective of
The person
Speaking
speaking of
That's
them.
why.
So they're kind of jilted.
Yeah,
almost
everything's a little subjective.
to certain points of view. I mean, that one especially. I mean, because we don't really know a lot of Tywin. We didn't see a lot of him in season 1.
Yeah, well, looking back at what everybody else just said too, everybody was kind of like telling their own version of the same story, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like,
so the way I look at it is that informs my point even more, that he is this upper crusty warrior lord who can spend anything he wants.
Tywin's an animal.
Is he becoming one of your favorites?
Jamie!
The mother is prayed to for mercy and watches over fertility, childbirth, and peace.
Amen. Okay,
The father sits in judgment over souls. The warrior is prayed to for protection, valor, and skill in battle.
So they don't have names.
The crone is the symbol of wisdom and foresight. The smith watches over creation and craftsmanship. The maiden symbolizes purity, love, and beauty. Finally, there is the stranger,
Ooh.
rarely prayed to, who represents death.
Sacred faces of the weirwood trees keep close watch over the faithful.
I don't know. Something's telling me those trees are going to wind up having a lot of significance down the line, too.
So we just learned about all the gods too.
That was dope.
What'd they say? They got the mother,
The mother,
The
the father,
father,
the warrior, the maiden,
the
crow,
crow, the armorer,
armorer.
the steel
Yeah, the
worker,
armor.
the armor. Is that what they said?
Yeah, and then the stranger.
And then the stranger,
which is 7.
yeah.
I don't like the stranger. I don't have nightmares of that. That was not a pleasant image of death.
Without question, Torrance Stark saved thousands of lives that day. He was ever after known as the king who knelt.
Bro, that we've been, and you guys have been commenting about it, that we didn't know anything that we're talking about how things went down with the Mad King and the murdering. But, like, dude, it had to be something as significant as Ned getting his head chopped off by Joffrey. Because look at what his ancestor just did. He knelt before the Mad King and still winded up getting murdered somehow. We're probably going to learn about it in a couple minutes. And look at what Ned did. He knelt, told a lie, and got his head chopped off. So it all comes full circle. That is so messed up. Wow. Screw you, Bomb. I don't know why you're getting all these narrations.
In a short time, the so-called 7 kingdoms were melted down in the heat of the dragon's flame and transformed into a single realm. Aegon would forever be known as Aegon the Conqueror.
The parallels with Ned and his ancestors were there. The parallels with Khaleesi and her ancestors
Are there?
are gonna be there, dude. So like she has 3 dragons. Her ancestors each had a
Bro,
dragon each. She has 3 her own.
Those dragons that she had could be the ancestors.
I think they are. Yeah, they are.
They could be, because think about it, bro. how did the Dothraki get a hold of those, or how did Viserys get a hold of those eggs? Those eggs could have been his, and both of theirs. Like, maybe we'll find out in this lore video how the Dothraki might have gotten the dragon eggs. Who knows? This is crazy.
That's dope.
Yo, this is why you guys were telling us to watch this, man. This is nuts.
Once our rebellion began, the Mad King's days were numbered.
Yo. Bro. What? So now we know even more about Tywin. We know even more about Robert.
So Tywin was low-key...
plotting.
Well, he was like...
ousted. He didn't get what was his.
Well, he saved the realm, low-key, from the Mad King.
But
for years.
But at the cost of what? Like, look at all the crazy shit he did.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't take it anymore.
The Mad King is nuts.
You notice how he didn't mention Tywin's name in that. Robert didn't mention his name in that little rebellion spiel. So that's something
not?
critical now.
Oh.
He just said he left with his life intact, pretty much. So who knows? But Tywin's about to speak, so let's find out more.
I've heard it said he became obsessed with wildfire, a substance which, once lit, cannot be extinguished. Convinced he had enemies all around him, he wouldn't
Look at his
allow
fucking
blades in
fingernails.
his
That
presence,
bothers me.
save
A
for
lot.
those of his king's guard.
Bothers
Alas,
me significantly.
that proved to be his undoing.
Yeah, clearly.
The Targaryens are blood of the dragon, descended from the nobility of ancient Valyria.
Changing up the
a once
animation
mighty
style.
empire
I
in
don't
the
know what
east.
happened.
As the Targaryens searched from house to house for me, the combined forces of Ned Stark and the Tullys swept into the city. Gods, what a day that was. It's now known as the Battle of the Bells.
See, now I miss Robert. Now I
We
wish he would have had
overwhelmed
a
the
more
Mad
dramatic
King's
end,
forces
you know?
and sent them scampering back to King's Landing.
I know he was a drunk, but
Aerys'
I loved
son,
him.
Rhaegar, who started the whole damn
Yeah, he was
thing,
badass,
finally
dude.
emerged from hiding
look at
in
the battle.
south
He won 3
and
battles in one
assembled his
day.
own
3 in
army
one
to
day.
face us.
Y'all hating on him in the
As
comments
the
for
Mad
what?
King, with that scum Rhaegar dead and the royal army shattered, our next move was to make for King's Landing.
that's so bad.
But I'd sustained a few wounds in the battle and was unable to ride. I sent Ned Stark to the capital to face the Mad King and make him pay for his crimes.
Wow, that's kind of puss. I'm not going to lie. I love Robert. That's a little pussy. Like, now it kind of makes sense why the Lannisters are a little mad that he took the throne. He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Jaime did the thing. And Ned did the thing. And Robert kind of didn't really do shit. Except beat Rhaegar Targaryen, which is badass. But, like, now in the concept of the actual taking of the throne, probably should have went to Jaime Lannister or Tywin Lannister.
Do you think he really had injuries, or is that just bullshit?
You think he was bullshit? It might have been
'Cause he
he's
was
a dumb
scared?
drunk. He's a dumb drunk sometimes. So, like, just saying.
I mean, the Mad King was scary.
Yeah, he was scary. He had
So,
long fingernails, and
Yeah.
he looked like he just stepped out of, one of those salon parlors in New York City.
The Scab King.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's a little gross. Viserys is equally as gross because now he's a corpse with a big hard head.
Had reason to rebel. They say the crown prince stole the usurper's lady love.
He did.
They say my father, King Aerys, murdered Rickard Stark and his son without just cause.
He did.
Whether these charges are true or not, it doesn't matter. The dragon answers to no one.
Shut up. You're dead.
Aerys' good name has been besmirched in the years since the rebellion. He's been called a dangerous madman, a monster, a tyrant that brought his tragic end upon himself.
He was.
Lies!
Yeah, okay.
My father was a victim of weaklings in his council.
He had long-ass
Quackwits who
dragon
failed him in
talent
his hour of
fingernails.
need and
Shut
let the
up,
rebellion
you
spin
idiot.
out of control.
And this is why you're dead.
But it was not enough. The royal army was crushed.
Robert's
at the
helmet is
Battle of the
badass.
Trident.
I know. Look how
It was there the valiant Rhaegar
Yeah, his
met
whole
Robert
fit.
in single
He's got a
combat,
cape and
but
shit.
the gods betrayed him, and he perished by the usurper's hand.
He's just been sitting around waiting his whole life in Castle Dragon, whatever, Dragonstone.
No, the
Island
Capital.
Yeah, but he's been sitting there waiting his whole life to be king. Like, that's all the fuck you've ever done. No battles, no nothing.
He's no better than Joffrey. Joffrey and him are like this.
He's like Jaden Smith.
What? Yeah, it's a hot take. Yeah, it's such a hot take. I'm glad that Viserys is dead. He's an opinionated, point-of-view idiot. And his dad had long-ass dragon-taloned fingernails. Spooky.
As for the Mad King's surviving heirs, those that were able to scurry away in the face of my fury now live somewhere across the narrow sea. They had best stay there.
Yeah. Well, one of them is
If
dead.
they ever set
And the other one has
foot
3
Westeros
dragons.
again,
Yeah, so,
they will
and
face
you're
the
dead.
king's
And you're also
justice.
dead. Yeah.
So. Oh, now Tywin's perspective on the sack of King's Landing.
Rhaegar Targaryen lay dead on the banks of the Trident. As I had suspected, Aerys opened the city gates and welcomed my men.
And like a Trojan horse, you came
Our
in
plan
and
was
messed them
clear.
up.
Crush Aerys' remaining bannermen and remove the remnants of the royal family as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Yeah, well, you did that in spades,
Any
brother.
alternative meant years of
Tywin's
further
a
war
savage.
and a fragmented
You did that in
Seven Kingdoms.
spades.
As for Aerys, it is true he met his fate at the hands of my son. Aerys
why
had
doesn't
kept
he have
Jaime
long
close
fingernails
during
now?
the
Ah, no, they're
rebellion,
still kinda
thinking himself clever in keeping
Maybe he
my
cut him
son as a
finally.
hostage.
No, that's probably
should
the
I
most
decide
realistic
to pledge
interpretation of what it
support to the
actually
rebel
was.
cause.
Killed my father, the king, at the foot of the Iron Throne.
He deserved it.
The Lannisters entered the Red Keep, and Tywin ordered the deaths of the rest of the royal family.
They deserve it.
It is said Princess Rhaenys was found cowering under her father's bed and put to the sword.
Didn't deserve it.
She was only a child.
Definitely didn't deserve
As
it.
for Rhaegar's widow, Elia, but a day of reckoning is coming.
Shut up, Viserys. You're
Dude,
dead.
you spent 17 years bitching out on an island
Centuries before.
And you got murked by the Dothraki.
in like 2 seconds.
Blood.
What a dramatic way to end a lore video. With ending with the very thing that these people have been saying pretty much since the start of this show, is that winter is coming. So not only is that the catchphrase of the show, but it's the catchphrase of the House Stark.
Yeah. We learned a lot right there.
Yeah, now we understand really why you guys were saying it constantly for us to do history and lore. And I really think we learned a lot about these characters and their motives for why they do the things that they do.
I can't believe Tywin was the one that pulled the trigger when
Wow.
it comes down to it.
Yeah,
And he Trojan horsed.
but my only question is, you heard from, as much as I don't want to take Viserys' perspective from anything because Viserys is a idiot, but Jaime was pointed, you know, like the highest of his Knight's Guard.
Yeah, but that was only in an attempt to
Out of
control
fear, right?
Tywin. Yeah.
Out of fear, yeah.
Yeah. That was
But
in an attempt to control
Look
Tywin.
at Jaime, though. He has a lot of his own motives, and I know he loves his family, and I know he loves his dad.
What I learned just now, too, is that Jaime is broke. Jaime had to forgive all personal possessions to take that position.
Which is bullshit.
Like, Jaime has no money. That's crazy to me.
But now he does, because he, you know.
Yeah, well, now he's not.
Yeah, now he's not with those dumb rules, and he's. But wait, yes, he is. He was still in the Knight's Guard with Robert Baratheon.
Oh, yep. Yeah, so he's broke.
He has nothing.
He has no money, yeah.
Wow. It's terrible.
That was a cool video, though.
Honestly, I think it taught us a lot. I
Yeah.
think it really informs going into season 2.
Yeah. I feel very caught up now.
Yeah. And we just can't wait to bring you more.
Yeah, season 2 is coming.
It's coming.
This video will be out quick. This edit is going to be slobby, but, you know, that's just so you guys could get it fast.
Yep.
So enjoy.
And
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
We'll see you in the next one.
Hit that notification bell.
Peace.
Peace.